I think we're going to move on to our next speaker, Andrea St. Clair. And I'm so glad that she would come and spend a few minutes with us. Andrea St. Clair is a chemical dependency counselor and also has her BA in holistic psychology and counseling from Antioch. And she's very person-centered and mindfulness-based. And we have been working together in various ways for about 15 years. When people are looking to find support around recovery, she's the first person that screens and talks to people when they call a positive alternative, which is an outpatient, gender-specific, non-12-step program in Seattle. She also has a consulting business on helping people get to the right inpatient facility for them. And so to be on that front line, you have to be incredibly compassionate and curious and empathetic. And Andrea is all of those things. And I asked her to talk today because she has really seen when people are in a really vulnerable place, the usefulness of protein.
Well, thank you. And as Kristen said, she and I met. I had the pleasure of meeting Kristen when I joined a positive alternative and was able to sit in on her groups, learn a tremendous amount that I could apply to myself, and then also witness, as she said, the impact on following these protocols and including more protein in one's diet as people went through the treatment process. But even prior to that, when people interested in our program call in to inquire about it and they're struggling with the idea of how will I possibly stop drinking, I share this concept with them right away. And Kristen let me know recently that one of the group members let her know that that made such a difference for him and it allowed him to enter treatment, because this idea of stabilizing brain chemistry and blood sugar through adding protein gives someone a kind of roadmap of how to stop safely and have it be supported throughout the course of treatment so that one isn't struggling so much with cravings and urges to drink. This is a way to balance it. And when I speak with people, I say, let's look at your physiology. Let's look at the neuroscience. And that's what Kristen covers in her groups, so that they understand what they're experiencing and then how to support themselves and make this more successful instead of just struggling through it and trying to stave those cravings off. And then I wanted to say too that countless people I've seen in the course of treatment who came into treatment with underlying anxiety and or depression, and when they're able to stop drinking and follow the protocols that are laid out in Fuel Your Brain, Not Your Anxiety, they report, just so much relief and a better way to also address those issues that previously they were using a substance to try to manage or mitigate. And then I wanted to just say a little bit about my own application of this. So I've always had, what I would call an anxiously wired brain and, kind of a neurodiverse brain where I'm easily distracted by bright, shiny objects. And when I use the consistent protein, my focus is much better. I'm much more grounded. I can be more present for myself and other people. So I found it very successful personally. And this morning, for example, yesterday I made a beautiful pot of vegetable soup and I had that for breakfast, but I added a big spoon of almond butter to it. I poured some hemp hearts into it. A whole lot of them came out, but I just mixed them in. And I try to add extra protein really, to everything, every opportunity I get, and to keep that sort of consistent stream going. And it's made a huge difference. I have a son who's very involved in this. He's really a researcher of nutrition and fitness and mental health and how all of these things intersect. And he's, a huge advocate and fan of the increased protein and staying consistent with that. And it's made a big difference for him in struggles with anxiety and depression. And I will say too, what I appreciate about Kristen's approach and in the book was that it's laid out in such a way that if you're a very busy person, which many of us are, this is accessible to you. with our clients in treatment. She doesn't say, okay, give up everything and give up chocolate and quit that and don't do that. She just says, add protein, be kind to yourself and add protein. And so I think it's a realistic approach because people have enough stress. And then I thought I would just read you what I wrote to say how fabulous this book is. So I said, this is a well-written, thoughtfully laid out workbook that profoundly benefits and encourages individuals struggling with anxiety, PTSD, and fatigue. The reader develops a clear, applicable understanding of relevant neuroscience and physiology while acquiring an effective toolbox to improve quality of life. Each chapter and the appendix provide accessible how-tos, charts, menus, experiments, all designed to accommodate a busy lifestyle and reduce anxiety. A must-read. So that's heartfelt tribute to this huge effort that I know has, accumulated over years and years and years. And you were pregnant for a long time, and then Kristen and Natasha, you gave birth, and now we all have this fabulous book to share with, everybody, with our clients, with friends, with family, to use ourselves. And so I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled to have been able to be such a kind of eyewitness of the process and a champion of it. And thank you all. And yes, I'm happy to help anyone with, and the referrals I do are really vast. Like I, constantly refer to Kristen's practice. I can help people find, mental health practitioners, prescribers, if that's needed, inpatient treatment, outpatient treatment, all of the above. So if any of you ever have questions, just feel free to be in touch.
Yeah, she's been, when I get stuck, she's my go-to person. So thank you so much.